Good morning. This is Steve Zanella. I am making this video on my way into work. I've never done one of these driving in the car type videos, but I've seen them all over YouTube and all over Facebook. And it occurred to me that I struggle with finding time to make videos, to communicate ideas and thoughts, to put my voice out into the world. And I have this commute into my office every morning, so I figured, let's give it a shot. Let's see what happens. So I'm going to put this together. We'll see how it comes out, and I'll share it out with everyone. And hopefully we'll get some feedback. See if you like it, see if you don't. I'm not really sure. So let's just put it out and see what happens. So this morning, my 1-year-old Camden taught me a great lesson. And that lesson, excuse me while I drive down an incredibly bumpy road. I live in New Hampshire and we get frost heaves, and some of these roads are pretty bumpy. So we'll see how this video comes out on this particular stretch of road. But anyway, my 1-year-old Camden, who's an amazing teacher, he taught me this morning, or at least reminded me, that you should always plan the action, but not the outcome. Here's what I mean by that. I've been working on a book, and sometimes I struggle to find enough time in the day to do the things that I want to do. So basically, I committed to getting up at 4:30 every morning to do some writing. I get up, I do meditation, I write in my journal, and then I try to do at least an hour's worth of writing to put something down on paper. And what Camden decided to do this morning was, about 10 minutes prior to my alarm going off, he decided he was going to get up. You know, 1-year-olds, they don't like to stick to schedules. They kind of like to make their own schedule. They pretty much run the show, I'm not gonna lie. So, my wife got up with him for a little bit, and then I took him so that she could go back to bed. I was gonna be up anyway. I had planned on getting up at 4:30. I went to bed early enough last night so that when 4:30 came, I'd have enough sleep, because I think it's important to get enough sleep, especially if you struggle with things like anxiety. You need to get your sleep. If you're overtired, it's going to be much easier for your brain to slip into that fight or flight mode. You're going to worry more. You need to get your sleep. I try to get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night, which can be a challenge when you have 3 children, full-time work, busy schedule, sports, all of that stuff. But you'll find a way. If it's important enough, they always say that if it's important enough, you'll find a way, or you'll find an excuse. Well, we don't find excuses here, we find ways. So that's what I'm working on. So Camden got up this morning. I was already planning on being up, so I had planned my action. But the outcome for me was going to be to write. What it inevitably became was an extra hour and a half of playtime with my son. He was completely wide awake. He ate a ton of food. He ate eggs. He ate toast. And then we sat on the living room floor. We read books. We played with his blocks. We ran around the house. Just had an awesome morning with me and my 1-year-old. And those moments, they don't last. I have a 9-year-old and I have a 7-year-old, and they grow up so fast. So I'm really trying to enjoy every moment with Camden the way that I did with Lily and with Noah, my other 2 children. But you know, before you know it, they're grown and they have their friends and they have their activities, and you find yourself trying to find those moments, trying to find that time with them. So this morning, my action was to get up at 4:30 and write. And I was up at 4:30, but I didn't write. I didn't write a single word this morning. And in the past, I would have been frustrated with that. I would have had an issue with the fact that I got up and this is what I was going to do, and I was going to write. This is the whole reason why I got up. And I would have been frustrated, and I would have been frustrated with a 1-year-old child who simply was awake and wanted to eat and play. Just knowing that, just having the awareness of being open to what's happening in the moment can change so much of how you interact with your world. I had an amazing morning with my son. Far better than writing, far better than doing practically anything else in the world. So, as you go into your day today, plan your actions. Planning is great. I love planning. It's something that I'm working every day to improve. I think it's very important that we learn how to plan our actions, to know, to have goals, to know that you're working towards something, and to understand the steps that you need to take, and to take one small step every single day. That's all it takes, just one tiny step every single day, and you'll find yourself getting closer and closer to reaching your goals. But always be aware that the outcome isn't always going to be exactly what you expected. And if you resist accepting that outcome, what you're going to find is you're going to be frustrated a lot, you're going to be angry a lot, you're going to be disappointed a lot. Very rarely does life work out exactly the way we think that it's going to. You know, we try to plan our lives, and we create this picture of who we're going to be and how we're going to be. And we forget that the world isn't just made up of us, but it's made up of billions of people. Each person that you interact with helps to shape and mold our reality, our future, our present moment, who we are as human beings, as individuals. We all impact each other's lives. So, planning your action is great because it's going to put you in a position that gets you closer and closer to the things, to accomplishing the things that you want. But it's not always going to work out exactly the way that you think that it's going to. And if you can stay open, and if you can be fluid with the present moment, accept it for what it is, take it in, enjoy it, be open to the experience, you're going to have a much happier life. Because as things come in, you're going to be open and you're going to be accepting, and it's going to allow you to have just amazing moments that you never expected to have. Instead of missing them because you're frustrated because things didn't work out exactly the way you thought they were supposed to. Because you had planned out how things were going to be. You can't. There are far too many variables in our life for you to plan every single thing. In order for every single thing to work out exactly the way you plan, you would have to control other people. You would have to control their responses and how they do things and why they do things. And we cannot do that. It's physically impossible. The only thing you can control is yourself. The actions you're going to take and your reactions or acceptance to the things that are happening. So this morning, my 1-year-old became my teacher. You know, they say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Well, this morning he was a 1-year-old who just wanted to get up and play with his dad. And I'm so grateful to have that little teacher in my life. So that's my thoughts for this morning as I drive in. Like I said, this is my first time putting together a video driving into my office. If it comes out well, if there's a decent response, hopefully I'll do more of them. I think that it's important to try to share information and to try to communicate. And everything that I'm doing here is to just put myself out there, because we don't do that enough in this world. We're so guarded, we're so afraid of being judged, of how people are gonna look at us or think of us. We have to get over that fear. We have to face our fears. We have to put ourselves out there. Share things with people. I think it's important. And I think it's important that you share things. And I hope you'll share them with me. So leave a comment. Check out my Facebook page if you haven't done that yet. Steve Zanella, Face Your Fear. Check out my blog, stevezanella.com. And I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think of this video, if I should do more of them. If there's another way that you want to check out content, if there's another way that I can share information or stories with you, I would love to do it. I'm just starting this journey, and I hope that you'll come along with me. So thank you very much for taking the time. I appreciate each and every one of you. You are all freaking amazing. I love all the people in my life, and I hope that you'll become one of those people that sticks around and checks things out and shares your story with me. Because it's not just a one-way conversation. It's just not me talking into a camera. It's me reaching out, and I hope that other people are there and they'll reach back. So I am here. I arrived safely. Perfect. Love you all, and have an amazing day.